Oh, Nelson, can you move please? Thank you. Right, what's up everyone? So, time for an update on the various Lepidoptera moth eggs, caterpillars, pupae I have. And there's some new ones and some updates on the ones that you saw on the last video as well, a guide to rearing moth and butterfly caterpillars. So, I'm going to start with the smallest things, which I'm actually very excited about. I will open the lid, and oh, actually, I've just noticed, bear with, so in here are a fair few Luna moth eggs, Actias luna, and it is quite windy, so I'm just getting one thing out at a time, and they are blowing about a bit, but these are Luna moth eggs, which I'm really excited to rear. And I had just noticed as well, look at that, little guy's hatched. Got a first instar Luna moth caterpillar, and another one on the lid as well. Awesome. So I'll have to get these guys some food. So if you are wanting to rear Luna moths, they will eat birch and sweet gum are their favourites to eat, but they will also eat willow, cherry, oak, sycamore, and a few other trees as well. But really excited to rear these. So those are Luna moths. There'll be an update to come on those soon. Right, let's get ahead with the next update. Okay then, so these next ones I had as eggs in the last video, and this is them now. So these are my Lassiocampus oak egger, now second instar larvae, and look at them. So they are doing amazingly well. I have about 50 of them in here, and I am going to transfer them into a net when they get a little bit larger, when they're about to overwinter. As I mentioned in the previous video, they overwinter as about third instar larvae. So another molt for these guys, and they will overwinter. Hopefully I can get them through the winter and into the spring. But they are gorgeous looking caterpillars, very brightly coloured, and doing really well on hawthorn at the moment. So also really excited about those as well. And the lid's just blown away. Lovely. Okay, so the next thing I have to show are these guys. So these are third instar, well this is a third instar Deathhead hawk moth caterpillar. Acronicta, no, bear with me. Acherontia atropos, that's the one. So these I got from Jumping Spider and Moth's Life. So a big shout out to that channel. Go subscribe to Jumping Spider and Moth's Life if you're not already subscribed. And I really wish this leaf would stop blowing around. But this is such a cute little caterpillar. I have a few of these, and hopefully should be getting some more eggs soon as well. But this is third instar, doing really well on privet. The wind is not helping today. Doing really well on privet, and yeah, really excited about them as well. Deathhead hawk moths are one of my favourite moths to rear. Really cute moths, really big as well. But I'll get them put back and see what else we have. Right, out of all the things I'm going to show you, these have probably changed the least, but on this branch of hawthorn you can see the now, I think, early 5th instar pale tussock Calera pudybund moth caterpillars, and these are the same ones that I featured in the last video, which was over a month ago now, and they are pretty slow growing. I mean, they have got a bit bigger, a bit more colourful, but they're still fairly small, and they are a very slow growing caterpillar, but they're still doing really well. I've still got 10 or 11 of these, I think, all munching on hawthorn. So hopefully these will be fully grown in the next few weeks, and they'll overwinter as pupae, and then the fluffy cute moths will emerge in the spring. Gorgeous looking caterpillars, very funky. So these next things, look at them. So these are buff tips, bphilar caterpillars. I want to say these are about 4th instar at the moment. I found these as a batch, the larvae are gregarious, so these were found as a big batch on willow, But hazel, oak and birch are their other favourite food plants. Are on hazel at the moment, and I've just put new food in there for them, and they're doing really well. I love buff tips. Haven't caught so many in the trap this year. I think I've only had 1 or 2 actually. But they're super fun, and when these are fully grown, these will pupate in the soil and then hatch late next May or early in June. But really awesome caterpillars, really colourful, with those sort of long silvery hairs on them as well. Fantastic stuff. So on to the big uns now. I can't actually remember what stage these were at on the last video, but if they don't blow away, these are the privet hawk moth caterpillars. And look at these giants. I mean, how amazing are they? Awesome looking caterpillars. I've already had a few pupate. They've gone into the soil to pupate. I think about 5 of them have done that so far. Look at this guy having a munch here. Awesome caterpillars. So now I have, I think, about 14 left. And nearing full grown. And actually, this dude was wandering around on the bottom. And you can see he's gone a little bit brown. And he's actually wanting to find somewhere to pupate now. So he's fully fed. So he'll go into the soil and spend the winter as a pupa before hatching again in June next year. But these are awesome. They've done really well. I'm really chuffed. But yeah, brings us on to our next thing. Right, so this next thing I have to show you is actually really, really exciting. Honestly, you're going to be really, really impressed by this. So, drum roll please, for, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you a tub of dirt. Yes. So, at first glance, it might not look like much and isn't actually too exciting, but this is the big tub of dirt where I have been putting my caterpillars into pupate. So certain caterpillars, like the privet hawk moth, which we'll put in there, hopefully he'll find somewhere to burrow down. They like to find somewhere so that they can burrow down and turn into a pupa safely underground. The buff tips will do the same, Deathhead hawk moths will do the same as well, and of course the privet hawk moth. So in here so far, there's only privet hawk moths. There's about 5 or 6 that have pupated. And this little guy as well, little guy, big guy, who will hopefully burrow down somewhere and pupate and spend the winter. I will probably dig the pupa up in the autumn or winter just to make sure they've all pupated fine, so I know how many moths to expect, and just to make sure none of them have been parasitised or anything either, as that can be harmful as well. But we'll see if this guy wants to burrow down somewhere. So while he or she is finding somewhere to burrow, I'll show you the next thing. So you may remember from the last video that I had giant peacock moth caterpillars, those green ones with the blue warts that fed on cherry, and I don't actually have any anymore, only because they have actually all cocooned. So this is just a selection of them, of the cocoons, but you can see how big they are. The rest of them are in the net. I don't want to pull them down and disturb them, as if the caterpillar hasn't fully pupated inside, it might disturb it and it might not end up pupating properly. But these guys are all pupated quite a while ago, and I've actually opened up one there, and you can see inside the gorgeous pupa, the chrysalis. But the silken cocoons are quite tough. But again, I will open them all up just to make sure they've all cocooned properly. In captivity, opening cocoons doesn't actually harm the moth or the pupa, just as long as you do it carefully. In the wild, the purpose of the cocoon is to protect it from environment and predators and parasites, but in captivity obviously there's no predators, hopefully no parasites, and the environment can be controlled perfectly for them as well. So I will open them up in the autumn or winter just to make sure. But look at that one having a wriggle. But that's really awesome, and there's not an awful lot. There's maybe about 10 more or so in the net that I have to open up. But another thing in here I have, if I can just get them out, are these. So these are smaller than the giant peacock moths, but the same genus. These are Saturnia pavonia, the emperor moth cocoons. And again, I've opened one up there just to show you the pupa inside. I'll probably open them all up in the winter as well, just to make sure again that they're all pupated nicely. This wind is really getting on my nerves today. But yeah, really cool cocoons. And hopefully they'll all hatch nicely next spring. So I'm actually going to end the video there. We've seen all the things that I'm rearing at the moment, some exciting stuff that I'm looking forward to hatching out. So we're going to finish with the view of a munching privet hawk moth caterpillar, and if you enjoyed this video then please do give it a thumbs up, ask a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.